Hey everybody, welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Listen, we're back with Baddies Season 2, Episode 7, and we have a lot to get into with this episode, and we're going to break it all down. I'm glad you're here, so let's get into some things, okay? So first of all, the show opens with Rollie and Jayla fighting. Okay, I was so upset with this fight because Rock, what are you doing, boo? So Rollie and Jayla are going at each other, and tell me why all of a sudden Krayshawn out of nowhere jumps in and gets her lick in. Like, so we're jumping now? That's what we're doing? Like, I don't know if it was miscommunication and they really thought, or maybe some, not miscommunication, maybe they really saw this and maybe we didn't see it. Jayla and Krayshawn, I think they thought Rollie was trying to jump in on the Slim fight, but I didn't see that. Did y'all see that at home? Somebody let me know. I did not see at one point at all Rollie try to jump in on anybody. Maybe Zeus didn't capture it. I don't know. But I just didn't like the jump in at all. I'm not for it. I hate it. It looks really bad, in my opinion, when people do jump in. It makes you look like a bitch and like that you can't handle your shit on your own. And then here goes Scotty. I've been trying to be good with Scotty, y'all, but strike one, strike two, strike three, this bitch is out. Here goes Scotty. When Jayla hit Rollie first, I'm like, yeah, that's my bitch. Oh, if you don't sit down, you've been here all of 3 seconds. Sit the fuck down, Scotty. Because you don't know what you're talking about. You like, we don't know who you are. They just picked you off the side of the road and said, come on, because we need a extra bitch. Like, you need to stop flip-flopping like a fish in a fucking frying pan. Because that's what you're doing at this point, Scotty. Really? Jayla's your bitch and you've known her 18 hours? Okay. So did y'all see, y'all had to see, one of my favorite moments was when like Rock was walking off pissed and Slim just out of nowhere comes up and whop, kind of gets her. I think maybe she doesn't hit her. She may grab her by her hair and yank her down. I'm not sure, but you could hear it. Whatever Slim did, you could hear it. Natalie talking about, please guys, stop, guys, stop, girl. Now, you know, secretly, Natalie, you loved every minute of it. And you was sitting there like, counting the money. I don't even want to hear it. Rollie says, I'm posting, during the beginning of this, she was like, during the beginning of or after the fight, beginning of the episode, Rollie says, I'm posting them funky ass panties too. And I'm like, whose panties she posting? Like, who's got funky pussy? Who's got funky panties? Like, I want to know. Like, who is it? And then we find out later in the episode. Well, or do we? We'll get into that. So, Rock's titties. Like, this is all we see. All 10 minutes of that fight. This is all we see. And I didn't get it at first, but then I had a theory. I didn't get it at first, but then I had a theory. I think Rock did that because security was pissing her off so bad. Like, she was wanting to fight, but they kept holding her back. And I think with her titties being out, if you think about it, being a security guard, it's going to be hard to kind of grab you without grabbing the tits. So I think she kind of exposed the girls to try to help her out. It was kind of smart if you think about it. I don't know if that was her theory or not, but that's the only thing I could think of. Like, other than that, like, why are your titties hanging out? Like, throughout the whole scene, they were just there. You do not want to get into trouble out here. This is Trump everything. The sheriff lives next door. Okay, so I think Natalie was kind of panicking there at the end. Like, I think she was freaking out because, I mean, they were in like rural North Carolina. I mean, yeah, definitely was Trumpville. And probably a bunch of racists, like next door, like looking over there. What are all these black folks doing next door fighting? Call the law. Like, I'm surprised that didn't go down. Like, I could see it totally happening. So I was laughing at Natalie at the end, like, this is Trump everything. Like, the sheriff lives next door, the sheriff lives next door. Like, she was ready to get the fuck out of there. And rightfully so. I don't blame her. I would be ready to get out of there too. So we got mouths busted at this point. We got fingers jammed. We got people scarred up. Like, I think this is probably the worst brawl we've had on the show so far. And there's been a fight damn near in every episode, but like this one got pretty like it got really bad. But you know, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, right? Some of us, not all of us, but the fights, you know, the fights. So Jayla, hey, okay, so they're all trying to get on the Sprinter van and get out of there, and Jayla like wants to pull Rock away for a second, and she keeps saying, hey, can y'all like put the cameras down, please? Like, just for a minute. Can you give us a minute? Can you like put the cameras down? Hey, we need a second. Put the cameras down. Put the cameras down. No, Jayla, we're not putting the cameras down. You signed your name on the dotted line to do a reality show, and we're capturing every moment. We're not putting the cameras down, babe. So finish what you gotta say, and we'll capture it. She was wanting a moment. Like, no, we're not putting the cameras down. So she's trying to talk to Rock. And Jayla and Rock have created like this little alliance at this point, I guess, where it's them against everyone else. Rock's like, do you fuck with Natalie? And she's like, everybody's fake at this point. Everybody's fake. Everybody's fake. I was kind of confused. Hold on, y'all. Adjust this camera. Okay, so Jayla and Rock have kind of teamed up on their own now. They kind of feel like everybody's against them. Rock asked about Natalie, and Jayla's pretty much saying, you know, everybody's fake to her at this point. And we kind of are starting to see a breakdown and a shift in Jela and Natalie's friendship. This is where things start to make a turn. And Jela and Natalie, for those who don't know, have been really good friends for some years now. And according to Jela, they talk on the phone all the time. She knows Natalie's entire routine, like all kind of shit. We're gonna get more into that. But Jela thinks everybody's fake. We talked about that. But for me, and I think I've said this before, it's hard for me to like Jayla. I don't know what it is about her. Like, I get follower vibes. I get I'm doing this for the camera vibes. Like, I don't feel like we really even know who she is, to be honest. Like, it's hard for me as a viewer and a fan to connect with her. I don't know. How do y'all feel about Jayla in the comments? Let me know. So the girls get into two separate Sprinter vans. You've got pretty much a shift at this point, a divide. You've got Rollie, Slim, Persuasion, and Natalie in one Sprinter van. And then you've got Rock, Scotty, Jayla, Ann, and Bree in the other Sprinter van. Bree is going to eventually go over here with Natalie, Persuasion, Slim, and Rollie. I think she just got caught up in the first van because I was wondering why she was there. But then later in the episode, she's in the other van and the other house with the other girls. So, let me see. Got a text from my brother. Okay, sorry y'all. I got a text from my brother. Okay, all right, so they're all in different vans and we're heading to Nashville, Tennessee. Cashville, Tennessee, as Jayla said, and I'm really excited about them going to Nashville. So I live about an hour from Nashville. I go there a lot. It's a really fun city, lots to do. You can have a good time. So when I found out they were going there, I'm like, oh, hell yes. I'll know everywhere that they're going. I'll be able to spot out the different places and those type of things. So they're getting in the van. They're heading to Tennessee. And Jayla thinks Natalie, so they're in each van, and the girls are pretty much talking shit about one another. This van is talking shit about the girls in this van. This van is talking shit about the girls in this van. Jayla says she thinks Natalie is doing things on and off camera, and like pulling puppet strings, throwing the rock and hiding her hand. Of course, Jayla, did you think Natalie was going to be any different with you? That's the thing. I think these girls get friendly with Natalie and they really believe her and think she's going to be a great friend. But at the end of the day, this is all business for Natalie and y'all are just all pawns in her game. I mean, I got to give it to her. Like, seriously, y'all are all just chess pieces in her game. Then I really truly don't think when it's all said and done that Natalie genuinely cares about these girls. They're here to help make her money and make this show a success so Natalie and her family can eat. It's a dog eat dog world, and especially in Hollywood, and that's what Natalie's doing, in my opinion. A lot of these girls get invested in their friendship with her, and then they get upset when when she breaks them off. It's called Sarah syndrome. We'll get into that a little bit later as well. So let me tell y'all, in the comments, whose bus would you rather be on? Do you want to be on the bus with Natalie and Rollie and Slim, or would y'all rather be on the bus with Jayla, and Rock and Ann and the rest of those girls? I would want to be on the bus with Slim, Rollie, Natalie, and Persuasion. And I say that because every time I see Slim and Rollie, they are rolling up and smoking a blunt. And see, that would be me. I would be minding my own business, having a good time, smoking my blunt, like just enjoying the experience. You know what I'm saying? So those are the girls I would be with. I don't hardly ever see the other ones really smoking. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments who's bus. I'm curious to see whose side y'all's on. Which side of the house are you on? Which alliance are you on? Let's see. And another thing, did y'all peep Natalie smoking weed? I've never known Natalie to smoke pot. It was she even said in the show, y'all, I don't even smoke weed, but she hit the blunt. I've never known her to really smoke. And then I thought, did y'all peep Scotty flip-flopping in the fucking frying pan again? Like, how are you in the bus with Jayla? I thought Natalie was your girl. But this further proves to me my theory that Scotty was just casted kind of off the street. Like, I really feel like they found her in Charlotte because they needed someone to come in and shake things up and replace Christina. She really hasn't shaken things up, but I think that I just don't understand where she stands. Like, are you Natalie's friend? Did you know her? Did you not know her? Because if she was just casted, it would make more sense as to why she's kind of just, I don't know, I might say flip-flopping, maybe flip-flopping. Maybe she's just trying to find her way within the girls. I don't know, but I'm thinking this girl's Natalie's homegirl, but apparently not. So, Rollie calls Jayla a dirty Q-tip looking ass. And Natalie starts laughing. So, when she calls her a dirty Q-tip, I thought it was funny. But I was like, Natalie's laughing. Like, really, their friendship is really falling apart. But it doesn't surprise me because this is what happens with Natalie's friendships. Like, if Natalie genuinely cared about Jayla, no matter what kind of fight they were getting into, you wouldn't let your homegirl talk shit about right in front of you and get called these names, much less laugh about her. That's why I say these girls are just pawns in Natalie's game. Because you could argue with your friend, right? But you ain't gonna let another bitch talk about your friend. Am I right or am I wrong? Like, somebody let me know here. Give me something here. So, this is something that I agreed with wholeheartedly. Rollie says that Jayla expects Natalie to be under her ass all the time. And I totally see it because at the end of the day, Jayla, what are you pissed about? Y'all think about it. Like, literally, this fight happens. And between the fight and them getting on the bus, Jayla is, like, pissed at Natalie. Like, I'm just like, what did Natalie do? Like, honestly, like, y'all know I'll call Natalie out on her shit at any time, but what did she do for you to be so pissed now? And for you to be so, she needs to choose a side and all this and that. Like, I just didn't understand why Jayla was upset. But then, it starts to make more sense to me. We'll get into it. We're almost there. Rollie and Slim are talking about the panties. Natalie brings up the panties. She was like, she heard what I heard earlier in the episode. She was like, whose panties were you talking about earlier? And they talk about, I'm like, Rollie and Slim never said Jayla nor Rock, but I'm pretty sure they were talking about Jayla, and they said that her panties were pretty much nasty. But then in the other Sprinter van, Jayla says that, yeah, she's bringing up panties, but that was your girl Slim's panties who were crusty. So I'm like, well, whose is it? It's the case of the nasty panties. Who had the nasty pussy panties? Like, I want to know now. Like, it makes me wonder if Jayla's just deflecting now because it got brought up. Like, are you just deflecting and blaming it on Slim because it got brought up and you're worried about being embarrassed on TV? Or is that the truth? I don't know. What do y'all, let me know in the comments. What do y'all think? Whose panties were on fire? I want to know in the comments below. Do you think it was Slim's panties or Jayla's panties that were dirty? We gotta get down to that now. So they said the Sprinter vans wouldn't take them to Nashville. So while they got these girls on the side of the road damn near in these Sprinter vans waiting until they booked them some flights. So you lost the bus, then you booked some Sprinter vans to take you to Nashville, but the Sprinter vans say they can't take you to Nashville. So now y'all are stuck in the Sprinter vans on the side of the road until you find out a transportation situation and you book them flights. Like, what kind of production is this? Really? Okay, take 3. So I can't believe I'm actually on Natalie's side for once, but I kind of am here because I don't understand why Jayla is so upset at her. I don't know. Is there something I'm missing? Y'all let me know in the comments whose side you're on, of course. Slim says that Scotty is being two-sided. So it's not just us at home that can see this as viewers. The girls in the house can see it as well. I mean, she's flip-flopping back and forth. She doesn't know whose side she wants to be on. Does she want to be Natalie and Slim and Rollie's friend? Or does she want to be Jela and Rock's friend? Like, she don't know which way to turn. And Jayla has a bit of what I was talking about earlier, Sarah syndrome. If y'all remember, Sarah was really good friends with Natalie, and even Sarah herself could admit that she was jealous of Natalie's friendship with other girls, and she wanted to be that best friend. I think a lot of these girls are just enamored and infatuated by Natalie's power, because I mean, let's face it, she kind of does have a little bit of power when it comes to working with Zeus and bringing the bad girls back, and her name carries the most weight when it comes to the Bad Girls Club franchise. So a lot of these girls want to be attached to her because they know that she's going to do big things. She has, let's face it, a lot of us don't like Natalie. She can do some annoying things, but she has kept her name in these Hollywood streets for what, almost 15 years now. Most of these girls who do Bad Girls Club, you never hear from them again. Natalie has been that girl when it comes to the Bad Girls Club. She's made a name for herself, and she's made a living off of the brand. If you're going to do a TV show, that's the way to do it. You brand yourself and you make a business out of it. Yes, she's still fighting at 30, something, almost 40 years old, but hey, that's what she wants to do and it pays the bills. I'm not knocking her for it. And that's Jayla's real problem. That's Jayla's real problem. She feels like Natalie's not being her bestie, sticking beside her. You know, if she sees her gravitating, for instance, she's hanging with Rollie and Slim now. All of a sudden, Jayla, it's pissing her off. I don't like territorial friends like that. Like, nobody wants friends like that. Because y'all remember she even said, I talk to this girl multiple times a day. I talk to her when she's dropping Journey off for school, when she's getting her ready for school, when she's in the line at Starbucks, when she goes to the gym, when she goes and picks her daughter up. And I'm like, girl, y'all talking that much? Like, damn. So they pull up to the Nashville house, and they have 2 houses in Nashville. Not one, but 2 houses for the girls staying. And this is what I'm talking about. This is how we do it in Nashville, because these houses were badass, and the inside was really nice. Like, out of all the houses they stayed in, this is a Baddies house, and they have these 2 houses, and Natalie gets the girls together and she says, you know, I think it would be a good idea if we just kind of divide these houses up like we did the Sprinter vans. That way we ease some tension. And I'm like, I think it's a good idea. That way they ain't got to deal with one another. So Jayla says, I don't have time for Natalie or her chinians. I noted that because that's another example of them never being friends. Natalie never considered Jayla a true friend. Jayla never considered Natalie a true friend. They were just TV friends, because if that was your real friend, you wouldn't be shading her like that. Even though you're mad at her, think about it if you're at home. When you get mad at your friend, are you behind their back dogging them, calling them names about their most insecure features? It's almost like having a friend that's overweight and behind their back you calling them a fat ass or something. Like, it's just wrong on so many levels. And then Natalie says she doesn't like the way Jayla is looking at her. So when Natalie's sitting there talking to all the girls, Jayla's just looking like stank face, I guess. And Natalie doesn't like it. And she was like, what the fuck is your problem? And then bam, we break away into next time on Baddies South. And it's just like, really? But this next episode is going to go into, I guess, the demise of Jayla and Natalie. Womp womp. Who didn't see that coming? So we're going to get into that. We're going to see what happens on next week's episode. What did y'all think of this week's episode? Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Whose side are you on? Rollie, Slim, Natalie, or are you on Jela and Rock's team? I want to hear from you in the comments below. Also, who do you think won that fight at the beginning? Slim versus Rock. Who won the fight? Jela versus Rollie. Who won the fight? Do you feel like Rock was wrong for jumping in that fight at the beginning? Let me know in the comments below. What did you think about the Nashville house? How would you rate this episode? Who is your favorite so far, and who is fading in the background to you? Chime in below and I'll try to comment back with you. Love y'all so much for watching. We'll see you next time.